Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today we just got some new Tenyi support. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon in the description below for all those awesome rewards. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check out these awesome new Tenyi cards. So from the artwork alone, these cards look absolutely phenomenal. I'm really excited for these cards because Tenyi is just such a cool deck, and I really like this card. It's actually almost like an upgraded version of Monk. Hopefully it's actually really good. But these cards are going to be released in Supreme Darkness, so keep that in mind about these new cards. So let's go ahead and check out what these cards actually do. So first off, we do have a new main deck monster, and this card looks really cool. It's based on Shaman, which is amazing. That moon in the background just looks really cool. Let's go ahead and check out and see what this card actually does. So this card is called Tenyi Spirit Sorya, which is actually a really cool name. And this card is a light worm tuner effect monster with 1600 attack and 0 defense, and it is a level 4. And it being a tuner is actually really interesting, so we can go in for some more plays outside of just using cards like Adahara to go in for our synchro plays. So this card has 2 effects, and it has the ability that you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once each per turn, which is pretty interesting. For its first effect, if you control a worm monster or a non-effect monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Whoa, that's really good. Hold on a minute. So what you're telling me is if we normal summon out our copy of Moyi and then use our effect of Moyi for Swordsoul and it gets negated, we can still special summon this card out to our side of the field and still go in for our synchro plays. That's insane. What do you mean? This is a crazy support. That's a really funny way of saying Swordsoul. That says Tenyi Spirit, but that should say Swordsoul support. That's insane. This card is so good for Swordsoul, just to instantly bring out this card to your side of the field so you can keep going for synchro plays. That's really good. And all you have to do is control a worm monster or a non-effect monster to be able to summon this card out. That's so easy to do. For this card's second effect, you could have just stopped at that first effect. That's really good. For this card's second effect, if this card is sent to the graveyard as a synchro material for a worm monster, which it will be, you can special summon one of your Tenyi link monsters from your X deck. It cannot be used as a link material. Then you lose life points equal to its link rating times 1,000. So you can't just summon out a copy of Monk with this card's effect and you'll lose 1,000 life points, but that's really cool to be able to go in for a copy of like Baxia or one of your Swordsoul synchro monsters so that you can basically just summon this card out as a free special summon, and then once you do special summon this card out to your side of the field, you go in for your synchro play, and then if you go for your synchro play, you're immediately going to bring out a copy of Monk, or you can even bring out Berserker if you want to pay 3,000 life points, so that you can basically just summon that card out to your side of the field. But that's really good to be able to bring out your copy of Monk by just taking 1,000 life points. This card is so good. Are you kidding me? This is one of the best cards we've gotten out of Supreme Darkness so far. This card is amazing, and this card is like a 3 of instantly in Swordsoul, because you can just instantly bring this card out to your side of the field. If Moyi gets negated, you summon this to your side of the field and go full combo. This card is so good. Are you kidding me? Okay, so for the next card, we do have a new synchro card, and this card actually mirrors Draco Berserker because it does have 3,000 attack points and 0 defense points, and this card is a light opposed to Draco Berserker being a dark, so this might be the upgrade in the lore for Monk of the Tenyi to be able to actually challenge Draco Berserkers. This card is going to be pretty good, hopefully. This card is called Tenyi Spirit Mala Adahara, and this card is actually a light worm synchro effect monster that's a level 8 with 3,000 attack and 0 defense points. This card requires a tuner and a non-tuner, and you only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. Then if this card is synchro summon and you have 2 or more worm monsters in your graveyard or banishment, you can add a field spell from your deck to your hand. What? Are you kidding me? You could just, what? You could just splash generic field spells into Swordsoul now? Into Tenyi? What? You could just throw them in there? What do you mean? I can just play Necro Valley and, like, Swordsoul now? Because you can search it off this card? It just searches anything. This searches any field spell. Why is this so broken? What is happening? Why are they making Swordsoul broken? Like, this is a generic card. You can just make it with anything. But I know, like, synchro summon it and you have 2 more worms in your graveyard or banishment, but that's so easy to do because then you just search any field spell. What do you mean? Why are you making it so broken? Okay, so for this card's second effect, this card gained these effects while there is a non-effect monster on the field. Okay, cool. Monk touches the field. We get this effect. So this card has the effect that wow, that's really good. Okay, so that gains these effects, not just one, but all 3. It cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Your opponent can't target it with card effects, and it can make a second attack during each battle phase. Okay, so, oh my god, why is this so broken? Why is this so broken? I love it. I love Swordsoul. This is so good. Okay, so what this is going to do, you're going to search out like Necro Valley to be able to like lock them down, or any other field spell. Like Necro Valley might not be the best option because your Tenyis are going to be in the graveyard, but this is still going to be able to search any field spell right off the bat in Swordsoul. And then you make like the equivalent of the Blackluster Soldier Link monster when it has a level 7 put into it, because it can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, it can't be targeted by your opponent's card effects, and then it can make a second attack. So it can swing twice. It can swing twice, and it's practically a towers. This card is broken good. Okay, this is really good. And the artwork is fire. The artwork is so good. This is what Supreme Darkness needed to make it a good set. Supreme Darkness has been an okay set so far, but this made it a good set. Okay. So for the next card, we do have a new field spell. This card might be the card that you're supposed to search with the new card. But well, let's be honest, there's going to be some sort of broken like field spell that we're going to be searching with it. But let's go ahead and see. This might actually, because it searches field spells, I can see this getting banned eventually. But this card has the ability. Let's go ahead and check out this new field spell. This card is called Eternal Perfection of the Tenyi. Yes, they did just become perfect. And I love how it has the new Mala Adahara on the artwork. So let's see what this card does. You can only activate one of this card's name per turn. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. When this card resolves, you can add a Vessel of the Dragon Cycle or Heavenly Dragon Circle from your deck to your hand. Casually add a Foolish Burial. Casually add a Tag Out card. That's okay. Alright, so we now play like one of each of the Vessel and Circle, and then we play one of the Synchro monsters. So we can like search this, play it, grab one of the card that we want. Like, okay, cool. That's really good. Okay. And then for its second effect, you contribute a worm monster, target a monster on the field, and destroy it. Every turn, you can just pop a card. Just pop a monster. That's insane. Okay. And for the third effect, once per turn during the end phase, you can send this card to the grave, and if you do, place one Flawless Perfection of the Tenyi from your deck or graveyard face up in the field spell zone. Whoa! Swordsoul's meta. Swordsoul is meta again. Okay. Keep in mind they still have Protos for the moment. It's not going to last long with this support, but they have Protos for the moment. This card's 3 of. This card is instantly a 3 of the Swordsoul and Tenyi. This card is like a 1 of in like probably Swordsoul. You got the room. You're probably playing this as a 1 of in Swordsoul. Yeah. And it's like a 2 of in Tenyi. And this, I don't know if we're going to play it in Swordsoul or not, but it's definitely going to get played in Tenyi. And this card is insane because it just circles like, it just circles. It grabs Circle and it grabs Cycle or Vessel as well. Like this effect on its own is a +1. So this, you make this, like you make the new Synchro, you put this on the field and it just gives you a +1. Like just Synchroing gives you a +1 because you like break even because you use 2 monsters to use it. And then you go into this and then it grabs one of the 2 cards that you need. What? Are you kidding me? Okay, so what you're telling me is this stuff is broken. Okay, with 3 cards, we put Swordsoul back on the map. 3 cards put Swordsoul back on the map as at least tier 2 with this new support. If not tier 1, depending on what happens on the list. I know we're going to have to see what happens in the OCG with this, but this stuff is insane. This stuff is literally insane. To give us the ability to basically just play through a Moyi getting negated. And then on top of that, you also have the Madala Adahara just being able to search any field spell in the game. And then on top of that, this giving you like access to a Foolish Burial and giving you access to be able to like grab like the exact thing you need and tag cards out so you can dodge targeting effects. And then on top of that, you can just pop a worm. Like, they didn't even have to do this. It didn't even have to do this. It could have just done this first effect and it would have been fine, and then tag out for the flawless perfection. Like, this is really, really good for Tenyi. Okay, Tenyi now can be played, like, you could do it before, but Tenyi can now actually be played pure. And then on top of that, Swordsoul just becomes insane. That's a really, again, that's a really funny way to spell Swordsoul right there. But this is Swordsoul support. So, that's going to do for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Definitely tell me what you think of this new support down in the comments down below. I think it's going to make Swordsoul meta again, but overall, it's really good. So, that's going to do for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.